Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm trying to share my two life testimonies about how my faith changed my life. One of the first story I would share is regarding the forgiveness towards others, especially when hearing others' harsh comments about you. Sometimes people might view others' harsh remarks as swords or arrow, which can cause harmful effects to themselves. Different people might react differently when hearing others' harsh comments. Some people might forget and forgive, while others might use a lot of time, even their whole life, to revenge until seeing their targets to get sickness or be killed. A lot of novels described different stories related to this topic. I will not describe in details here. Before 2013, especially when I was a high school kid, I was deeply troubled by hearing schoolmates' harsh comments about me. It was an uneasy experience as a high school kid, especially when preparing for the college entrance exam quite intensely. Since 2013, I started attending Christian church service. Miracles happened since that time. I suddenly knew the fear of the man lays a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord is safe. And should I keep trying to win the approval of human beings or the approval of the Lord? Previously, before 2013, I didn't know the existence of the God. I treated other people's comments as a judgment or sentence against me. So I tried to understand why other people gave me such comments. What does that mean? What I should do? By using a lot of time and energy to analyze all those bad remarks from known or unknown people around me, I found I lost my focus and had low efficiency in my schoolwork. After 2013, I suddenly realized I should perceive other people's negative remarks in a different perspective. Because other people's comments are not from the God, but from human beings. They only reflect their own thinking, own opinion, which might be highly likely biased or personal. Their remarks will not determine my future. Instead, if I keep reiterate what they said to me or talked about me, I would lose my precious time in doing the right work I should keep doing. Instead of being influenced by the negative remarks, after 2013, I chose to only hear the word of the Lord, because His word is always right and trustworthy. And He's the only one who will determine my future, instead of all the naysayers. Besides, I also learned how to forgive other people, especially when they slander or smear me verbally. I told myself I should not hold a grudge until the sun goes down, which means I should forget all the bad comments within a day and do not keep repeating them in my mind, because those comments will not determine my future, my fate, my ordained blessings from the God. Also, I remind myself that if I forgive those people who slander me or smear me, my Heavenly Father will also forgive me in the future. When other people's negative remarks might harm me, I chose not to revenge, because the revenge can destroy the good plan our Heavenly Father has planned for us. Instead, we should leave the room for God's anger, because He's the one, He's the ultimate judge, who can always make the right comments and judgments to everyone He created on the earth. So it's not necessary to spend your energy or anger in taking revenge to other people, because other people's any kind of malicious or bad intended comments will not change your fate, your luck, your destiny. Instead, only the curse of the Lord will change or punish you, or even make your life almost miserable or extremely difficult. Other people's judgment, even curses, will not bring you down. But the judgments, curse, punishment from the Lord can be extremely serious or life-changing. The second stories I'm trying to share for today is about my wake-up time of the long-term brainwash. Nowadays, a lot of people, regardless of their nationalities, showed obvious signs of deeply brain control. For example, that's my personal perception, which might be not all correct or partially correct. I could see people on the streets or in public locations show uniformed facial expression, such as stern-looking, arrogant-looking poker faces, or extremely stressful facial expression. If you observe their walking pattern, you can see they might walk like robots, with almost constant frequency and step length. And if you talk to them or become friends with them, you may feel like their thinking pattern is always like they would do whatever their boss asks them to do. And if their boss asks them to love someone, they will love that person. If the boss asks them to hate someone, they would try to attack someone together. This is only my 2 cents about the potential portraits of deeply brainwashed people nowadays in real life. Actually, as a deeply brainwashed person for many years, the moment I wake up is in a day in November 2023 when I was in Golden, Colorado doing my 3rd postdoctoral researcher job there. How I suddenly woke up that day. Before I woke up, I started drinking coffee because it's extremely refreshing and made my mind running faster while having high efficiency. Also, I'm self-made or refurbished a stainless steel made bookshelf. On that day, I suddenly slept into that bookshelf and closed the door. It's like EMF shielding enclosure. About 5 minutes, I slept inside that bookshelf in my apartment. I started asking questions. Do I have biological parents? Maybe my so-called biological parents are not my biological parents, because they did a lot of weird things to me or gave me strange recommendations. From that moment, I also started questioning why they kept forcing me to take mental medication, which is completely unnecessary to me at all. After reading a lot of stories of targeted individuals and highly brainwashed people, I realized my symptoms fully align with those targeted individuals who are strongly impacted by the V2K technology. I found those V2K could be disappeared if I change location. Is that interesting? If I suddenly went into an elevator, if I suddenly went into a lift or an EMF shielding room, the V2K can become 0 immediately. So I told myself, if this V2K can become 0, does that indicate this symptom is not any symptom of a mental illness symptom? Instead, it's a microwave auditory effect or Frey effect. So from November 2023, 5 minutes after I slept inside that stainless steel made bookshelf, I suddenly realized these two critical, life-changing questions in my life. Do I have biological parents? Second one, why they kept forcing me to take the drugs, even I don't need to. And these drugs had already brought me many years of extremely severe bad outcome. And I also saw my blood testing show chemical poisoning situation, which indicates the drug is not healthy at all. And that the concentration of a certain deadly chemical in my blood showed I had taken certain chemical which is toxic for more than 10 years at least. So after seeing that testing result, I told myself I should stop taking the medication from the next month. After I stopped taking it, I found my mind become clearer than before, and my reaction speed becomes faster than before. And I realized my extremely tightened muscle become relaxed, and the unexplainable stressful feeling, the fearful feeling in my heart and minds disappeared suddenly. It's like I had a second life. I feel extremely miraculous. I would always remember November 2023. Actually, it's almost 37 years before I woke up. It means this wake up call to let me start questioning certain critical life events in my life started in 2023 after 37 years of deeply brain control. I feel not only the EMF shielding, the coffee helped me, but also my faith in trusting the Jesus Christ revives me. Because after I started worship Jesus Christ, He gave me new perspective about my research work, my perspective about other people and myself. Those ideas are fresh, and those views have never appeared in my thoughts before. But once I sensed those new thoughts, I welcomed them and felt my life became refreshed and more energetic than before. And I even realized the miraculous heavenly brain control. I even asked God if the heavenly brain control exists in this world, which might override the worldly brain control. Because the worldly brain control might try to manipulate our thoughts and try to even change our decision-making process. But the heavenly brain control is magical in always redirecting our steps and making our crooked path straight again. Okay, this is the end of my sharing for today's episode. I would always give thanks to our Heavenly Father for His endless love and compassion in our lives. May God bless you all. Thank you.